We are with my boy Marco.
A new report out of Los Angeles County has revealed that fentanyl has surpassed methamphetamine as the area's deadliest drug. The Los Angeles County Department of Health found more than 1,600% increase in accidental fentanyl overdose deaths, or as some call them, poisonings, since 2016. That is 109 deaths in 2016 compared to more than 1,900 in 2022.
What's this?
That's video of the time that friends used Narcan to save rapper Riggy Marz's life. He says that he barely survived more than a decade of drug addiction and is now using his second chance at life to make music and inspire others to make the change. His message is chronicled in a new album titled The Alvarado Diaries. That's a nod at a Los Angeles neighborhood where drug addiction and homelessness often intersect.
Now that story you just saw was about my next guest.
What's up, it's your boy Riggy Marz, professional fentanyl addict in recovery and the Narcan king.
Tonight, one of the largest school districts in the country announcing it will now provide the medication Narcan to every school, kindergarten through 12th grade, to help reverse overdoses after at least 7 teenagers OD'd in the last month on pills, possibly containing fentanyl, according to police.
We are experiencing a devastating epidemic.
The latest overdose, a 15-year-old found unconscious in his home last Saturday, according to officers. The NBC LA investigative team found fentanyl-related deaths in LA County have increased by more than 1,700%.
Ooh, the Narcan king? What the hell is a Narcan king?
Narcan is a intranasal spray.
No, we know what the hell the Narcan is.
We've heard a lot about Narcan with the rise in fentanyl use over the last year. It's a medication that can reverse an opioid overdose in just minutes.
But it's actually been around for decades.
What the hell is the Narcan king?
Yeah,
we know the Narcan. What the hell is the Narcan king? Explain that.
Funny story, man. I was in rehab for about the 63rd time. There was this crazy PTSD Marine guy that was there with me. I'm not going to break his anonymity, but he was making little bracelets in the arts and crafts class in the detox, and he made me a bracelet that said Narcan King, and I was like, I'm gonna run with that shit.
Many of the deaths are young people. The Narcan announcement coming a week after another 15-year-old, Melanie Ramos, died in her high school bathroom from overdosing on a pill, officials said.
Now, part of your video was filmed in MacArthur Park, right?
So today we're here at MacArthur Park. Now, this park was named after General Douglas MacArthur. He was a very important general, but yet very controversial figure in American military history. So this park was famous, not in a good way, back in the 80s for prostitution, violence, and drug dealings. Homicides was also out of control.
Now, for the people who ain't never been to MacArthur Park, right, explain what MacArthur Park is and how dangerous that shit is.
The problems in and around MacArthur Park are getting worse, and those who spend time there every day say they're fed up.
Oh man, MacArthur Park is like a mentally ill junkie paradise.
We are live tonight a few blocks from MacArthur Park as we felt that this is really the closest we can get and report live safely nearby. But today we went into the park and got a close look at a very sad situation.
It's very dangerous.
MacArthur Park has the potential to be one of the prettiest parks in the city. But if you visit it today, this is a sampling of what you'll see.
This is a forgotten park.
Derek Rice has worked nearby for 34 years.
When I can imagine how it used to be. I can imagine families walking to the park, kids having fun, running around.
I've been going there. I'm in recovery now, thank God, but I was a frequent flyer of MacArthur Park for many years.
Nigga said a frequent flyer.
Yeah, Alvarado Diaries is one of my albums, and I've done many of fentanyl there, and fentanyls, plural, and shot heroin for my first time with toilet water, so.
It is now overrun by drug users. So this park was designed specifically for friends and families and their children, just to come here and chill and have barbecues, but not anymore. So the sad part is I haven't seen children in this park. So 95% of people in this park are the homeless, the drug users.
Oh, you mean my boy Riggy?
We were all in AA together, and Riggy was like one of my, we call it Trojan buddies that we like, you know, we met, we hit it.
Well, you said Trojan buddies? Yeah, no, not Trojan buddies. Like
you gotta slow down.
We gotta say no Diddy or something.
If you don't want.
No Diddy.
Yeah, no Diddy when they're Trojan buddies.
We're not trying to make jokes of it, but it did sound kind of funny.
Trojan buddies. We were Trojan buddies.
Joke of it, but it did sound Can you explain that?
Yeah. It's called a trudging buddy.
Oh, not
like,
Trojan.
Not Trojan.
Okay, my bad.
Trudging together. It's like someone that you meet when you're in recovery and you kind of go on this journey together.
Now, how good it is to have, you know, a friend in, you know what I'm saying, that came from the same background and things like you, especially in addiction recovery. How good or how important it is to have a friend?
You know what? Rest in peace to my boy Miguel Cruz. He just passed away from an unexpected heroin overdose recently, and that shit is special. It's like, the best way to put it is like, you know, when you go to jail, I don't know if you guys ever been to jail before, you go to jail and you meet, you know, the homies in there and you talk about all these plans that you gonna do when you get out and then you don't do none of them. Yeah. Well, this is like the people that you talk about the plans with and it actually happens.
Now, drugs is some dangerous shit, especially heroin and fentanyl and crystal meth and all that shit, right? Now, I'm pretty sure you knew the dangers of the drugs. What make a person like, you know what, I know all this shit is dangerous, I'm still gonna shoot this shit in my veins. What make a person go that route?
Fentanyl must be amazing. Loads of people give up on everything that makes life good for it. Their loved ones, any other possessions or pursuits, homes, their dignity, and even their lives.
It started with weed to coke to crystal meth to I sprained my wrist back in 2007 or something like that, and the doctor prescribed me OxyContin 80s.
One of the drugs at the center of the ongoing opioid crisis is the prescription painkiller OxyContin. The drug's manufacturer, Purdue Pharma, controlled by the wealthy Sackler family, began selling OxyContin in 1996. Now, there are new revelations about how the company, and specifically family members, pushed the marketing and sales of the drug. It is part of a case the state of Massachusetts has brought against Purdue Pharma, alleging the company and its executives misled prescribers and patients about OxyContin's dangers.
Ooh, OxyContin 80s.
The ones that were water soluble that you could smoke on foil, and I built a tolerance to that, got into black tar heroin, and then when fentanyl hit the streets, I was, partaker in that.
An historic $7.4 billion settlement has been reached with Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin, the drug widely seen as a key driver of the opioid epidemic. A prior settlement had been struck down by the Supreme Court. Our Lisa Desjardins has the update.
Jeff, the opioid crisis grew out of Purdue Pharma's work, and while related deaths have declined, it is still a lethal problem. Last year, more than 50,000 Americans died from overdose involving opioids. Now, all 50 states, plus the District of Columbia and 4 U.S. territories, have signed on to a new settlement. If approved by courts and the Department of Justice, it would end the Sacklers' ownership of Purdue and begin payouts to families and communities devastated by the crisis.
Have you ever done some shit called bath salt?
Bath salts, also known as designer drugs, have become increasingly popular in recent years, despite the fact that they can have dangerous and even deadly effects on the brain. These synthetic drugs are designed to mimic the effects of traditional drugs like cocaine and MDMA, but they can be even more potent and unpredictable.
Some shit like that, you done some bath salt, what do bath salt do? How do you use bath salt?
Bath salts are a type of designer drug that are typically consumed by snorting, smoking, or injecting. They're made up of a variety of chemicals, including mephedrone, methylene, deoxypyrovalerone, and methylone.
Bro, I love slamming. Injecting stuff is just boop, boop. And I Googled, I saw some cannibal in Miami on the news eating some dude's face off because he did bath salts, and I was like, that looks cool. I'm going to try that.
You going to try to eat a motherfucker face off?
Yeah.
No, hell no. What kind of This nigga said he was gonna try cannibalism. So I remember eating his face off. You know what? That looked cool right there. Was this Dexter?
No. That kind of looked like Dexter.
Oh, okay.
No, I Googled if bath salt was water soluble, and I used to drive to Avalon, near the airport, kind of. It was this stuff called Bubbles. It was in the little plastic gram of wax containers.
Yeah.
And it had some powder in it. It was a gram of powder, and that had a label on it that it was called Bubbles. And so I Googled if Bubbles was water soluble, and it sure was. So I stirred it up. I pulled over on the side of the 110 freeway and cold stirred some in a little bottle cap and shot it in my arm.
So what's the worst thing you heard of as a counselor, or the funniest shit you ever heard of?
The funniest situation I can tell you about was this was actually when I was still a client in treatment. There was a Southsider there, a big buff Southsider, and he was super homophobic, right?
Whoa.
Which already is like a little bit.
Yeah.
And I had a gay dude in my room because we had little bungalows in the back, and the Southsider homophobic dude came out of the room with the gay dude, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he came out, and everyone's like, "What the fuck was you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I was in there vaping."
Yeah, vaping some ass.
I bet it looked like a vape.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't what she was sucking on.
Yeah. This nigga was vape. Vaping. Yeah.
Buff.
I was vaping. 6'2", I was vaping.
Big old buff homie.
Yeah.
They say that though, like the most homophobic people typically are the ones who are the most curious. You feel me?
Where's the strangest place you ever shot some drugs at?
A cemetery.
Oh my God! No, my God! Did you hear this nigga say the cemetery
in Seattle, man?
What the fuck was you doing in the cemetery?
Because I was shooting powder coke at the time, and I was out of water, dude. And I was in a cemetery, and the only fluid I had was urine, bro. And I stirred urine in a bottle cap with the cocaine, and I shot it in my penis.
Frisco, you heard what he said?
I heard what he said.
He said he shot himself up in the ding-a-ling inside of a cemetery. You going to hell. I'm going to have a bunk bed right next to you. Look, me and him, we're going to be Sally's in the motherfucking...
I've come to terms with that, man.
Like I struggled once, you know what I'm saying? It was homelessness, but it wasn't to the extent where I didn't have a place to go, and I wasn't on no drugs or anything like that. It's just I didn't take advantage of saving opportunity, right? And it's some things is if you're homeless, is certain things that you look back on and you can laugh at. It's cool to laugh at now, but it wasn't funny then. Like having to use the bathroom in parks, taking bird baths, and then we had to lower our standards and our dignity, to do shit like that. But looking back on it, right, do you find it's easy to laugh about your pain now since you recovered?
Hell yeah. I mean, I used to shout out to my ex-girlfriend's mom. I used to shit in her backyard. She'd be like, did you shit in her backyard? I'm like, nah, that was a dog. And she's like, motherfucker,
no,
Chico.
Wait, no, like you just like the backyard, this shit. Like this, it should be shit in the grass in the backyard.
In the backyard.
What he's asking is like, I individually know, like, it was in the backyard.
You ever seen Tyrone Biggums? It was like Tyrone Biggums.
No! Nigga had this shit in the, oh my God, man. That is funny as shit, right? That is funny as shit.
No pun intended.
Now, you say you're in a drug and alcohol counselor now?
Yes, sir.
Explain that.
Well, I counsel a bunch of motherfuckers who don't want to be counseled.
Yeah.
Help people who don't want to be helped.
Exactly.
So that kind of goes into the question I wanted to ask. Have you had like backlash from like, trying to do something positive, like, and like kind of get people on the right path? Have you had like
that is
pushback, like
every day?
I was deep right there. Like how does it feel to like lose people close to you because of of certain circumstances, especially circumstances like drugs and things like that?
It's the worst feeling ever. It's the worst feeling ever. Like I just mentioned, this one really hit home for that reason. We was in rehab and all of that stuff, and it's a different it's like losing a brother. It's the closest thing you can compare it to.
What is the deadliest drug you ever took?
Deadliest drug? I mean, in terms of like killing you, probably fentanyl.
Okay, I need your opinion on something, right? Because drug addiction and things like that is really big, especially in Los Angeles. And you experience drug addiction and things like that. I got a video to show y'all. I want you to give me opinion on this video right quick. Roll it!
Of fentanyl could not get any more frightening. There's a new drug being mixed in. It's dubbed the zombie drug, and it is making the most dangerous street drug in the U.S. even deadlier. KTLA's Corrine Winter traveled from Skid Row all the way to the Mexican border to explore the drug's deadly effect here on the streets of L.A.
Tuesday afternoon, downtown LA's Skid Row. We didn't have to look far to find this.
So it's trained dope. It comes out of the pores, I guess.
Now, they saying they mixing fentanyl with some other shit, right? Now, if they make fentanyl this more dangerous, like, what's gonna be the effect of people in the street that's taking the fentanyl? I know you glad you not on that shit no more. Like, what is the dangers of an extra boost, like a stronger fentanyl? What could be the effects of that?
Tranq leaves users in a zombie-like state and causes abscesses that rot the skin.
You feel a rush, an immediate rush from it, and that's what people are looking for.
Well, the stronger fentanyl is it's carfentanil, so it's like fentanyl times 1,000. And like when I was trapped.
I'm about to say you can't do it in the car.
I do something and start driving, dog.
Yeah.
But actually, fentanyl is garbage heroin, inferior in every single way but one. It's the perfect drug for dealers.
But no, I was trapping back in the day, and like the regular fentanyl, I had such a high tolerance, it wasn't getting me high anymore. So I was doing carfentanil, ordering it off the dark web for my personals, and then I moved the Fetty.
And while we hear a lot about how deadly fentanyl is, many people it kills are not even fentanyl addicts. It's truly the dumbest drug to ruin your life for. Let's learn what fentanyl does to you, what it feels like, and why it's so much lamer than heroin. Pain and pleasure. Maybe the two most important forces that guide our survival are pain and pleasure. Pain may be the most visceral physical experience. A claw ripping your flesh, a bone cracking, rejection eating your soul. Pain can be scary and unbearable. Pleasure is what makes life good.
Now, you said you done had fentanyl. Have you ever had some xylazine fentanyl? Xylazine, whatever the fuck. Have you ever had some xylazine?
Yeah, I mean, I've smoked it, I've shot it, but that shit's some trash.
In these streets, strung out addicts like Josh Booker.
3 days of tranq dope did that to my finger.
Booker's finger ravaged by the flesh-eating so-called zombie drug xylazine that new research shows is spreading across Los Angeles.
Fentanyl with tranq, xylazine, and it gives you these blisters that come up out of nowhere. It's like a parasite almost.
Like about 75% of the fentanyl you'll find on the street, particularly in LA, has xylazine in it. They call it the zombie drug.
The animal tranquilizer, also known as tranq or dope tranq, is not approved for human use.
It's a horse tranquilizer, I guess, and that I would. Before I would do some if that's all I had, but it never ate up my skin that badly. Like I didn't get abscesses off it, surprisingly, but I did get a lot of abscesses from shooting crack cocaine.
How the hell can you shoot up crack?
Ooh, funny story. Thank you for asking that. So I met a wise man once at the Needle Exchange in Skid Row. The Needle Exchange is a program that Arnold Schwarzenegger put into action, and you go there, and they have different locations, and they're only open for like a few hours, but you go to get fresh needles, and they put in a paper bag fresh needles, cookers, a tourniquet, sterile water, cottons, etc. And there was a bag of mysterious white powder in it. This was pre-fentanyl days, and I was like, "Yo, bro!" Like to the dude working. I was like, "What is this?" He's like talking to me like I was stupid. Like, vitamin C, so you can shoot your crack. And I was like, what?
Like, hell yeah.
You can shoot crack. He's like, or you can use lemon juice. So I'm running around MacArthur Park in like boxers and a tank top trying to find a fucking lemon tree to squeeze into the Arizona can to shoot my crack, dude. And it was crazy, dude. I went back to the Momo. There were mice talking through the walls and shit.
So he done mixed crack with piss. He done mixed it with lemon juice. Like, this motherfucker done mixed crack with everything.
You know how many lemon trees is out here?
I know. I was going crazy, bro.
All right, roll it.
Trank is mixed with fentanyl to create a longer-lasting high, making fentanyl the deadliest drug threat our country has ever faced, even deadlier. What's worse, overdose reversal medications like Narcan don't work on Trank.
Trank dope does not extend the high at all. Okay, when you're driving down the street and you see someone slumped over, like where they're like, it looks like they're about to start pop locking. That's Trank. Like regular fentanyl doesn't really do that, and the news people are right. Narcan does not work on xylazine.
What kind of drug is that? Like, Narcan can't bring it back. Narcan supposed to bring everything. Like, they ain't got one for crack though, do they?
No, you don't really need one.
Oh, you don't need Narcan?
I mean, if you have like pre-existing heart conditions or something, you can have a heart attack off crack. But I'd shoot up like so much. There's like titanium symbols in my head, dude, like the monkey with the symbols. And I never passed out. I never had a seizure, nothing like that. But I'd always balance it out with a downer like heroin or fentanyl.
Does this video prove that Elon Musk was high in front of President Trump? It shows the world's richest man at a dinner party at Mar-a-Lago doing something baffling, balancing a fork and 2 spoons on one finger. That woman next to him watching on is Siobhan Gillis, the mother of 4 of his children.
There's lots of crackheads that got superpowers. You ever had a superpower, you know what I'm saying, like a special crackhead trait or something? I know a crackhead used to clean your window. You like, man, everybody clean windows. He like, not with their tongue. I'm like, nigga, I don't want you to lick my window.
In another video taken that night, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stops by to chat, but Elon ignores her, captivated by his spoons.
Elon, what the hell are you doing?
It happened in March, but resurfaced on social media after a New York Times article last week claimed Musk juggled drugs and family drama on the campaign trail.
Like every crackhead got a special little dance or something like.
Yeah. But it's sealed though.
Yeah.
He was taking so much ketamine that it was affecting his bladder. This is what drugs do to your brain, goes one snarky reaction to the video. Even the Secret Service looks embarrassed.
Have you ever had one?
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. I turned into Spider-Man, dude.
No, he just turned into Spider-Man.
Yeah. You know, I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I look just like Tobey Maguire. No, but I could hear what people are thinking.
This motherfucker, what kind of
like that.
Okay, what kind of drug was that?
Meth.
Yeah, no, you need to stay off of meth because it make you read motherfuckers' brains and shit like that. Like, okay, what was the strangest thing you ever paid a crackhead to do? Like you said, like, no.
Paid a crackhead to do?
Paid a crack. What was the strangest thing?
Wait, Black Rosebud, you gotta. What do you mean though? Like,
no, I mean. It goes. That can be subjective. Yeah, it can be subjective.
I mean,
I know what I done. Crackhead. Hey, damn, baby, you fine. Like
I paid a crackhead, a female, a dime rock to fucking suck my cock.
Oh.
And then I promised her I'd give her more afterwards, and I gave her a bag of peanuts, dude.
You go do.
Because they say like when you on heavy drugs and shit like that, you can't really get it up or anything like that. Was that an issue for you at all?
Yeah. Crack cocaine you do for about 30 seconds because it kicks in so fast. Cocaine, you get limp dick. Meth, you can fuck all night.
Oh no! Hell, he said, "Man, you can fuck all night." Hey, okay, look, okay. Was it a certain point, like when you was on meth, you're like, you know what, I can fuck all night. You know what I'm saying? Or was it a certain method? You know, like, you know what, my dick is not doing the same thing it used to do. Or it's always been hard on meth.
It's always hard on meth. It's always hard on meth. And if you add a little bit of GHB. Like GHB and meth is like what the like gays. It's big in the gay culture. I'm heterosexual, but GHB, that's the date rape drug, mixed with meth is like the best concoction.
You date rape drug yourself, nigga?
Yeah.
Like, no, nigga.
I'd always get a babysitter though.
I always get a babysitter.
Yeah, you need a babysitter, bro.
I'm gonna date rape drug myself.
All right, so I ain't never did those type of drugs. I've done Molly, and Molly just makes you a horny, like, you know, you want to touch and rub and love everybody type deal.
Yeah.
So meth makes you want to rub and touch everyone. You know, you can crack it. You're like, you're gonna lick my windows. You can lick my balls.
No. I don't look. You know, when you say some strange things, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember crackhead women. You know what I'm saying? They would like suck and fuck and do that all kind of night. Now the meth women is too lazy. They want to fix shit. And they want to talk about shit. They want to find shit.
Clean the house. They want to
clean the house and shit. They want you to suck this dick. What you talking about cleaning the house for?
Let me do chores.
So you got to incorporate the sex into like playing house or whatever they want to do. You know, she'll be, you know, wiping the washboards and the counter, and you know, like she's just got to dome me up.
You got to dome
and
me up.
meth's great because they have less teeth or none. So it's a straight gummer, bro.
We gotta go get one. Like I never thought about that. The straight gummer.
So there's pros and cons, you know, to it. You know?
Oh my God! Roll the next video. Next. There's pros and cons to this shit.
I'll be the first president to send crack addicts to war. Think about it. They are looking for something to do every night. Every night they are looking for something to do. They are looking every night. You see them walking, just looking for things. They be looking, don't they? Working. They be great lookouts. Great lookouts. They would never fall asleep on the job. Ready. They would never get shot. You've never seen a crack addict shot in your life. They see the bullets coming, they so high, it's like the Matrix. They see it. I don't even know you, player. They be picking up landmines. There's some good aluminum right here.
You gotta love crackheads, man. Them are the funniest people on the face of the earth, man. Now, as if you was the president, right, and you had an opportunity to fix the crack epidemic, right, what would you do? Like for the women, not for the men.
Some are wondering, is forcing people into treatment the way to go?
Since you clean and sober, right, would you mess with would you try to date a woman that was fine and shit, that was on drugs, and try to get her clean and sober?
It was actually easier. And I don't know what's wrong with these women these days.
Man, it's hard, man.
But it was easier for me to get like a beautiful girl when I was homeless. Like,
that's crazy. I need to go home. I can't get one now. I need to go home to something. Do something. Like, that's crazy. I be seeing some homeless dudes with some cool girlfriends. Like, do you think they feel like sorry, or do you think your game is just extra, you know what I'm saying, when you're homeless, because, you know what I'm saying, you probably need a place to stay, a shower, or some food. So you be like, you know what, my game gonna be on superb, nigga. Like,
it just like heightens at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
My shit went crazy when I was, I mean, the guy was looking. I'd be like, where did I come up with this shit? Superb, because the lion was.
You lie your ass off on some drugs.
You know what? The scumbag part of me has done that.
I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it
They call it 13th stepping, because there's the 12 steps, like in like AA. And stuff.
Wait.
The 13th step.
Wait, there's a 13th step?
Unofficially, yeah, but you fuck with newcomers. But like, I'm trying now, it's all comedic and stuff, you know. But like in reality now, I'm trying to like live honestly and like on a godly path. And like of course it would be like, damn, I really want to smash her. But like that's just I can't. You know,
you can't do that. You can't do that. You're like, it's not worth it. Like
she'll fall in love and she'll just relapse again. You know?
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. And all your shit be gone and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's I mean, I'd relapse again. I relapse over women. You know, that's like been a cycle for me.
Now they say you always in recovery. You know, is that true? Like, you know, is you always in recovery? Like you're still in recovery?
Yes.
And what's the worst part of that?
The worst part is just learning to cope with all the feelings and stuff without like numbing it with drugs.
Damn, hey, you know what? That was some real ass shit, bro. Cause like, even without the drugs, like, yo, motherfuckers be trying to cope with shit. You know, trying to figure out what other outlets they can have, like, you know, and you know, they could be a clean, what do they call that? Straight edge kind of guy, and don't know how to cope with different shit. So you saying that even like, you know, as a recovering, damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, it's a saying, everybody you know is going through some shit you don't know nothing about.
Exactly.
Right? I want to show you a video right quick. I want you to comment on it, right? Because you're a drug and alcohol con. I want to show you a video right quick, and I need your opinion on it.
Jesus Christ.
As a drug and alcohol counselor, what is some of the funniest shit you ever saw or funniest shit you ever heard? You ever saw a motherfucker with superpowers like that that's fighting the air or having a fight with itself?
Oh yeah, every day. That right there is a video of my boy James, first phase, still on blackout, pissed off because he can't call his family because, you know, of course he misses his kids.
Yeah.
He did not drop
the cigarette. Drop the cigarette. Push play right quick. I gotta ask about another video right here. Push play.
What is Drake doing in this video?
Nigga, I'm telling you, I've been locked up at Willy Wonka's place 300 million times. I just got done being bothered by...
Now we live in L.A. Have you ever saw a famous dude on crack like Drake? That was the crackhead Drake right there. Or you ever saw a famous a crackhead impersonator?
I grew up in Woodland Hills, San Fernando Valley. I remember one time my girl was asking for spare change at the gas as she did so frequently. And we seen Pat Williams come out with the hair slicked back.
Because I be finding some fine-ass girls sleep with niggas in tents on the street. You got to have some cold-ass game or something, you know what I'm saying, to get a girl sleep with you in the tent, right? Like, how is it in a homeless relationship? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all still together? Y'all, what y'all do?
That one, she was homeless because of me. She had a homeless.
Oh, your ass is the reason. You was a bad boyfriend. I don't influence a bitch to do some stuff too. Like, bitch, I influenced you to be a homeless. Like you got game. This thing got game.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's back another year.
I might need a couple, like, you know.
Yeah, I want you to move out your house into it.
We elevated that hustle though, right? Because after that, the next one, she was like she modeled for like Dolls Kill, and you know, she was
You kept her working.
She was a model, and she had a fly apartment. I got smart with it, right? I was like, you know what, this homeless shit ain't working out for me. I need to
exactly.
An upgrade.
Yeah.
And so that one was like, you know, rich, and she had a spot, and she had, you know, nice new bands and all that type of stuff. And he actually gave her $100. Drenched in sweat.
Wait a minute. Well, that's like cheaters or some shit like that. You come out and see your girl begging for change. That is crazy. And I'm glad you said something about the home. No, not. I don't know if your girl was homeless at the time.
We was both homeless.
Oh shit! But that's deep because
do she have to be homeless though? We in LA, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women. All right, I'm sorry.
No, that's crazy because he brought up homeless, because that's what I want to talk to about in the next video. Play the next video. It's crazy he brought up homeless. We are both homeless. Let's talk about it.
Homelessness program now rests in the hands of federal judge David Carter. He is currently weighing whether to seize control of hundreds of millions of dollars in homelessness spending and hand it over to a third-party administrator.
With more, we're once again joined by Nick Gerda, Watchdog correspondent at LAist. Hi, Nick. Nice to have you with us this evening. You know, this impending decision follows 5 years of disputes between the city of Los Angeles and the LA Alliance for Human Rights. Can you briefly recap the journey to this point?
Yeah, it's been a long and dramatic journey over the last 5.5 years since this case was filed through the early days of COVID. At one point, Judge Carter had ordered the city to house thousands of people off of Skid Row. That was overturned by an appeals court. But the judge really put the pressure on the city and the county to step up commitments to expand shelter. I mean, it's been a long time issue in the city of LA that there's been a shortage of shelter for people on the streets. People who want to access shelter often face wait lists and long time to get in. And the judge really ramped up the pressure following a case he did in Orange County to put pressure on local government to step up in providing more resources. And that resulted in a series of agreements that he, as the judge, retains control to enforce that requires the city to add, it was required about 19,000 additional shelter beds. Some of those had to be already online by now. Others are due in a couple of years. And he'd given Mayor Karen Bass a lot of grace in her first year to implement those agreements. But about 1.5 years ago, the plaintiffs in this case, a downtown business group called LA Alliance for Human Rights, basically told the judge the city has been, in their view, failing to follow those requirements to create this additional shelter. And Judge Carter has ultimately got an audit done that found some troubling findings about the lack of accountability for the money that was being spent. And now he held a hearing, gathering a lot of testimony a few weeks ago on whether or not the city is in breach of these agreements and whether he should take this pretty drastic, dramatic move of having the court take control over the spending of those dollars. There's a whole range of options he has, that being the most extreme, but it is on the table as we await his decision in the coming days by the end of the month.
California's Governor Gavin Newsom trying to make some progress on cleaning up homeless encampments, but that progress has been slow.
Now, as far as the homeless and the budget and shit like that, right? And since you've been on the other side, right, do you feel the money is being spent in the right places?
We know it's not being spent in the right
Who in the
places.
hell is stealing the money?
For years, homeless encampments like the one you can see behind me have been an issue here in downtown Los Angeles as well as throughout the entire state of California. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom has announced $3.3 billion in new funding to fight homelessness, as well as a model ordinance for communities to adopt that would ban encampments as well as help clean them up.
Somebody's stealing the money.
They come from the top.
All right. And as drug and alcohol counsel, right, what are some of the obstacles you have into because I'm pretty sure if you didn't have certain regulations and certain, things you couldn't do, restrictions and stuff like that, y'all be able to serve people better. What would y'all need, people, drug and alcohol counselors, to serve people better as far as mental health and homelessness?
There's such a waiting list for that it's crazy because it's a combination of two because, being on the other side, I see how people abuse the services that are out there, creating, long wait lists for Section 8 housings and stuff like that. But I also see people who are taking advantage of that who don't. It's like, motherfucker, get a job. Section 8 housing, leave that for the people who really can't do it. But, the problem is that, as you've seen in the video, oh boy, you don't know nothing about, this ain't your battle. This ain't your fight.
Exactly. He said not a damn thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's not your battle. And the problem is that they don't have enough people advocating who have been on the other side to do it and who know what they talk about.
It is time to take back the streets. It's time to take back the sidewalks. It's time to take these encampments and provide alternatives, and the state is giving you more resources than ever.
Even the people who run, the big executives for the insurance companies, they're not informed on anything because they read a book and then they get their information from a book, whereas, someone who's been in the trenches, we know exactly what to do.
to determine whether the money that's being plowed into homelessness is being well spent?
One of the vexing issues that was highlighted in the audit was local, and each city and county has different strategies and approaches. We try to level set that.
Do you think some drug addicts don't want to get off of drugs, or you think, it's they like, or get off the street? You think it's like impossible to get them off the street, especially with mental health and things like that?
Well, homelessness is a disease.
Damn.
Just like drugs, there's a lot of people. My dad died homeless. He lived in an SRO hotel for like the last 20 years of his life, and he just wasn't mentally equipped to get a place.
I'm sorry, Governor, I didn't hear responses to either of those questions. Do you acknowledge whether the money that the state isn't doing enough to ensure that the money is being well spent?
Even with my help, that was something that just wasn't attainable to them. So homelessness, there are some people who, that's why I say like both sides, there's definitely a lot of people who take advantage of it, but there also are a lot of people who are not equipped to live on their own.
The audit did not surprise me. The state has advanced unprecedented investments, you're correct, and unprecedented interventions, demanding more accountability with state money at the local level.
Some people in Washington, D.C. say we ought to defund the police. You know what I say? I say if you hate cops just because they're cops, next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. See how that works out for you.